Yo, what is up? Welcome to Ninja Geek Games. One of my favourite mechanics in the game is deck building. They offer ways to develop strategy during play based on how game cards are utilised, as well as planning turns in order to afford them. Another element I like is some form of treachery, and together with a good theme, we have the beginnings of an intriguing game. Moonrakers, published by IV Studios, is a deck builder for 1 to 5 players where you are competing to earn prestige to become the most respected leader of the Moonrakers. But is the game prestigious itself? The theme is well set. You and the other players represent a band of mercenaries called Moonrakers, taking on contracts to earn various rewards. However, you need to form temporary alliances in order to do this through negotiation over how rewards will be shared. Are players taking advantage of your weak position? Will they actually go ahead with support that they've promised? And who is going to try and overcome the hazards that may arise? You also have secret objectives that you can carry out to provide additional prestige if they're completed. I think this is a great theme and engaging enough to certainly want to get this to the table, where the game also comes with a short graphic novel to really set the scene. Let's look at what else you get. To show the contents, I've set up here for a 2-player game. As you can see, you get a vast array of cards, game boards, and lots of purple. Each player will also get their own command board where they'll store their credit and their ship upgrades. The upgrades are the small cards that sit in these areas on your player board and consist of different ship parts such as weapons and shields. The credits are amazing, metal coins of 2 values that are well detailed, and I was very surprised that these came as part of the base game. Each player starts the game with the same standard deck of 10 action cards. There are 5 types that you'll use to complete contracts, but most have a secondary ability. There are also additional decks of these cards that can be added to your action deck later. There are 2 main game boards. One is the armory, that is really just a storage area for credits, ship parts, as well as crew cards. These are added to your deck from a market area that provide powerful abilities to boost actions during play. The dispatch board stores objective and contract cards that you'll need to complete to earn rewards and prestige. That is recorded on this track with ships matching the banner colour of your player board. Lastly, there are 4 nicely coloured dice with varying numbers of hazard symbols on them. The quality of the contents is really good. The coins are amazing with a rustic and aged look to them, and the boards have a shiny foil appearance in areas which really makes them pop. Also, the boards, as well as cards from the market area, have some unique looking artwork and images, with the appearance of viewing them through some form of ship monitor or handheld device, which is pretty cool. Overall, very impressive with great attention to detail. For gameplay, the deck builder mechanic is as expected. Each player starts the game with the same standard deck of action cards and adds additional cards from a market area that are generally more powerful. However, it's how you get these cards into your deck as well as how they're used that is quite intuitive. During a round, you'll choose one of the available contracts to complete that have a contract requirement that you'll need to meet by playing action cards from your hand. If you complete the contract, you'll earn any rewards that can be random cards from the armory, credits that can be used to buy cards from the market area, and of course prestige. Now, this may seem pretty easy to do, but bear with me. First, you get just 1 action to complete all of this, and 1 action is play 1 card. So, how are you going to complete a contract with multiple requirements with just 1 action? As well as fulfilling a contract, the action cards also have additional abilities. Reactors allow you to increase the number of actions you take, thrusters get more cards into your hand, and damage cards have different values, so 1 card can cover a number of damage requirements on a single contract. Not only that, any gained ship parts sit face up on your command board and provide ongoing passive abilities to support this that include playing a card for free, drawing from your deck, or giving you more actions, and you can have up to 4 of these at any one time. Adding a ship part to your command board may allow you to gain basic action cards to your deck, which can help with completing contracts in further turns. Crew cards are very powerful when played that support completing contracts by reducing the value of requirements, increasing the value of played cards, and drawing large numbers of cards to hand, so should definitely make up some part of your deck. Through clever planning and careful consideration of card placement, you can create a very rewarding chain link of cards to overcome a contract through gaining actions, cards, and a vast array of other abilities from crew cards and ship parts. But on most occasions, this still isn't enough. I know, there's more. Completing contracts are dangerous tasks, or else you wouldn't be hiring mercenaries. This is represented by each contract showing how dangerous it is through the use of hazard icons. The higher the hazard value, the more hazard dice you have to roll. Whilst completing a contract, you'll also need to ensure you play your shield cards that negate one hazard icon rolled, and again these take actions to play, although some crew cards can help with this and ship parts can reduce the number of dice rolled in the first instance. Fail to overcome a hazard and you lose prestige, which is a huge blow. Now this makes contracts even more difficult to complete. So what are you going to do? Well, you can turn to your ragtag bunch of associates for help, however nothing is free. First, you need to see what cards they can offer and ship parts that they can provide. You can choose whoever you want and the number of mercenaries to support, but next comes negotiation. First, you need to divvy up rewards based on what the other mercenaries can provide and agree with. And this can also include if hazard dice can be split between players. This is an incredibly fun part of the game, as you can undercut other players, take advantage of those who really need help, as well as becoming deceitfully cunning by going back on your word, playing no cards and watching the mission fail. Although others can pick up the pieces, so pay attention to who can do what. This also stops runaway leaders, as no one is going to help you. Moonrakers is a fantastic deck builder for many reasons. Apart from action cards, each crew member card and ship part is different. No two cards are alike. This means each game is going to provide you with a new command board variation and how you approach a contract. During the market step, you can buy any number of cards that you can afford, but you can also gain random cards as rewards too. Ship parts grant you passive abilities and action cards, so you can clearly see how your deck is being tailored. Negotiations are exceptionally good fun with banter, pushing boundaries, and sometimes you're given no choice but to bow down to requests. Buying from the market offers many options depending on how you want to progress, but you do need to ensure that your deck is balanced. Crew cards provide powerful abilities but only once played, but ship parts have these ongoing circumstantial effects and provide action cards to your deck but can dilute it, meaning that crew cards aren't drawn as frequently. They can also add additional miss cards, which are duds and only seem to limit your hand and annoy you. Solo play has a borrowing element, where an AI shows an open hand of cards that you can use, but in order to use them, you lose contract rewards based on the card type that you borrowed. Here, you just score as many victory points in 10 rounds, but it's quick and very enjoyable. There may be some analysis paralysis here, but only whilst deciding the order in which you play cards, but I don't mind that. Multiplayer is obviously where the game shines. There is some push your luck involved, hoping to draw the required cards with your limited actions in order to continue playing other cards, and you still need to complete objectives to include things like gaining a number of specific ship parts. The whole game oozes quality. The rulebook is very well written, with a load of images included, and Moonrakers invites engaging table talk throughout play. If you like deck builders, some small elements of engine building and forming alliances regardless of them being temporary, then I'll think you'll certainly enjoy this, as I think Moonrakers is an excellent game. This is Ninja Geek Games. Thanks for watching.